The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the Domino's post-game report. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, congratulations. A victory over the Cobras 88-73, and a victory where you absolutely jumped on them out of the gates at your first 9 shots, a 22-3 run, and you essentially lead by double digits right out of the gate. How did you start so quick?
We had 2 really good days of preparation, and this was a big game for our guys. Collectively, as a team, coaches, players alike, we didn't feel like we had really performed well against tougher defensive squads at any point this season. And this was another opportunity for us to do that. And we have a great deal of respect for Coker. As you know, they have completely dominated us. Have only lost here in Holt Fieldhouse 1 time in regular season, and since the time they joined the SAC. And so I think our guys were just extra motivated, extra focused, and we came out and, thankfully we had that really quick start offensively, and then truth matters, our defense was just outstanding to complement that. So that 1-2 punch can be pretty devastating for an opponent.
A nice 1-2 punch in terms of personnel as well. Charles Clark 28, Sawyer Williams 27. Kind of takes you back to the days of Antoine Davis and Ish Sanders, where you've got 2 guys combining for 50 plus. What about the job of those 2?
Well, I mean, they were, Sawyer goes 40 tonight out of necessity, and just does what he does, man. He's such a tough guy, and just has boundless energy. Just always brings it, gives you more than you're going to expect, and is just outstanding. Charles is Charles Clark. He's turned into just an absolutely superb sophomore guard, and will only get better. And like I said, both those guys brought high point production and answered the call at the free throw line. But this was more than just those 2. I mean, there were several guys that made shots, several guys that created offense with passes and smart decisions. And so, though they had really nice individual performances in terms of points, I thought so many other guys did stuff just as well.
Talk about the Cobras defense. Came in giving up 67 a game. You had 20 to that. You talked about having a good game against a good defense. What was it schematically that enabled you to pour in the points today at a prolific pace?
We talked to our guys a lot, and as you watched this game tonight, I think we had, in the 40 minutes, we had 2 play calls the entire game. 2 play calls. Everything else was them playing basketball the way we try to educate them, and all the different principles that go to that. Spacing, player movement, ball movement is good offense. And so when our guys are staying spaced, they're moving the ball, everybody's touching it, they're sharing it, they're making good decisions. Good things can happen, and that's I think what you saw tonight.
Defensively, Coker does come to life in the second half a little bit. They do end up shooting 56%. Was that playing loose? They're down 25-0 to lose?
Absolutely. We told our guys, and we've seen this a couple of times this year, it's hard when you're going at half with a big lead, man. It's hard because the opponent stops playing the scoreboard. They're just playing. They're just hooping now. And so you see a team that has on the season, they're dead last in our league in 3-point field goal percentage. In the second half, they shoot 50%, 9 of 18. Mm-hmm. Well, they're playing. Now, give credit to the kids because they had to still make the shot. But I think there's a big difference in terms of the pressure of the game. On the flip of it, it's hard for our guys too. You're up 25, whatever, going into the half. You're like, hey man, we want to stay focused. We want to continue to push and try to keep our eyes and focus off the scoreboard and just focus on performance. And we say that, and yet it's still difficult to do.
Turn your attention now to a place where you've struggled in years past, the Abney Athletic Center against the Anderson Trojans. You've had success against them in this building. Arguably some of the greatest Carson-Newman basketball games. You've come up on the short end of the stick at Abney. You've won 6 of your last 7. What's it take to continue that at Anderson?
Well, they've got a new head coach this year. Jason Taylor left to go be an assistant at Tennessee Tech. I've got respect for Jason and the foundation he laid. Coach Brockman now is the new head coach there. They've still got several players back from last year's team. And as you said, it's a tough place to play for some reason. It'll be the last game before we hit the halfway point in conference play. And, being that we're sitting at 500 in the league, this would be a great opportunity to go down there and perform really well and figure out a way to win on the road. We've not been very effective in terms of our performances on the road. but hopefully this will give us an opportunity to do that. We'll give the guys off tomorrow, get back in here Monday, start really focusing our attention to what we do first and what they do second, and then we'll head to South Carolina Wednesday afternoon.
Pleasure as always, Chuck. Final thoughts from this win?
Just really, really proud of our guys. Again, we made a huge deal about, we got some guys on our team that are huge wrestling fans, Ric Flair fans. Made a big deal about one of Flair's all-time great statements. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And we've not been taking care of business against teams that are men. This was a men's squad we played tonight, and I thought our guys responded.
Well, woo!
I need to bring some of our Flair guys up here and let them give it the real one.
I'm not going to scream that into the microphone for eardrum's sake.
Gotcha.
Congrats on the win, Chuck.
Thanks, Kev.
That is Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson.